So this is marada. Marada is written like this. Ma, sa, da. Marada. 여러분, 안녕하세요. 저는 안시라 태어난 예미입니다. Welcome back to my channel, Yemi Express. Alright, in today's video, we are going to continue the Korean alphabet Hangul. So far we have done all these alphabets and we stopped at the letter Q. So today's video we are going to be talking about R in Korean language. If you're new to my channel and you don't want to miss out on learning the Korean alphabet with me, all you can do is subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notifications anytime I post videos on my YouTube channel. Alright? In previous videos, I have explained that English language is English language, Korean language is Korean language. The only thing I'm doing right now is using English language to show you guys the Korean alphabet, because the sounds are not too far away from each other, so we can just get the closest sound, the closest pronunciation. Alright, so if I say R in Korean, I'm just telling you that the closest pronunciation is this. I am not saying that this English alphabet is exactly this Korean alphabet. Please, let's keep that in mind. So R in Korean, there's no R in Korean actually, no R in Korean language. In Korean, they have an alphabet called Ryul. Ryul. This is what it looks like. And I already treated this in the L video. So if you've not watched my Korean alphabet playlist, you can just go and check it out. It's a playlist. And just go to look for the L in Korean. I explained everything. I gave the stroke orders and everything that you need to know about it. With that being said, let's do a brief or a review. L and R are the same thing in Korean language, which is represented by this letter, Ryul. It's not an R sound like R. It's not an L sound like L. It's not. It's an in-between sound of R and L. I know. You're going to start panicking and how am I supposed to pronounce R and L at the same time? It's not even possible. I get it's not easy. Even me, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not a native Korean. But the best we can do as people that are learning Korean language, people that are not native Koreans, is to look for, shortcuts. So that's what I'm going to teach you guys in this video. A shortcut to pronouncing the real sound, or the best way to pronounce the real sound. Yeah. So before I get into the video, I want to give a brief explanation on something called batim. Batim. Batim is like a final consonant in a syllable or a word. Like in this word, 정말. I know many of us know 정말. Really? 정말 is made up of two syllables, and the first syllable is 정, and the second syllable is 말. So 정말. In 정말, the whole word ends with a consonant, which is R that we're doing in this video, as you guys can see. But the first syllable ends with a consonant too. So the bottom of that syllable is an NG sound. We haven't treated that Hangul before. We have not treated it yet. So as you can see, there are two bottoms here, final consonants. They are the last consonant in a syllable or in a word. In this case, the position of real actually helps you to know which way or the best way to pronounce the real sound. It can be at the beginning of the word. It can be a button, which is the final consonant of the whole word, and it can still be like a button that is found in the middle of the word. That is, it's ending a syllable, not a word. It's ending a syllable, something like that. So if it's in between a word, it has a different sound. If it's at the beginning of a word, it has its own sound, and if it's at the end of a word, it has its own sound. Everything will start making sense when I start explaining it on the whiteboard. So let's go to the whiteboard. The stroke order is up to down, then left to right. This is what real looks like. So we're going to go left to right. The next line goes from up to down, then left to right again, up to down, then left to right. We went like this, then like this, then like this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 strokes. When le is the last consonant of a word, it is pronounced as, it is pronounced more like L sound. For example, there's this word called my. My is written like this. My means words. As you can see here, there ended this word, so it's pronounced as my, an L sound. My. This example is cure. Cure is written like this. Cure or cure. Cure means tangerine. Tangerine. So, number 2, when re is the first consonant of a word, it is pronounced more like L sound. So, it's the same thing with when re is the last consonant of a word, it's still pronounced more like an L sound. Example, ramyeon. La, myeon. Ramyeon is romanized like this. La, myeon, or myeon. Because of romanization, it's mostly written like this with an R, but it's actually more pronounced like lamyon, lamyon, lamyon. So this is the correct pronunciation. Lamyon, 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 lamyon. Alright? So if you've been pronouncing it as ramyon, you have been pronouncing it the wrong way. So it sounds more like lamyon, 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 lamyon. When le is in between two vowels, that is, it is in the word. It is pronounced as, it is pronounced more like an R sound. Na, nara, nara, nara. You can see there is in between the word. It's not the last letter. It's not the first letter. It's in between two vowels. This is a vowel, A. It has an A sound. A, A, A. So there is found between A and A. So it's pronounced as na, ra, nara, 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 nara. And nara means country. Country, country. Nara, nara, nara. Saram, saram. As you guys can see, this is rear, and rear is in the word. It's not ending the word. It's not starting the word. It's here. And again, it's found between a and another a. Two vowels. It's in between this vowel and this vowel. So we pronounce it as more like an R sound. So we have saram, saram, saram. Saram means person or people. Saram. Our next example is i름. 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 As you can see, rear is here. It did not end the word. It did not start the word. This is pronounced like the E in A, E, I, O, U. A, E, I, O, U. E, I, E. And this is U. So this is a vowel, and this is also a vowel. So rear is found between E and U. That's why we're pronouncing it more like an R sound. So we have, sorry guys. So we have i름, i름, I as in A, E, I, O, U. 이름. 이름 means name. 이름이 뭐예요? 이름이 뭐예요? 이름이 뭐예요? What is your name? 이름. Our last example for this one is a very famous K-drama word, 사랑해. 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 Here, this is re. Re is found in the word. It's not ending the word. It's not starting the word. It's in the word. And here we have another a, and this is an a. So re is found between and a, which are two vowels in between two vowels. So this one is pronounced more like an R sound. So this will be written as 사랑해. 사랑해. 사랑해 오빠. 오빠 사랑해. 방탄소년단 사랑해. BTS 사랑해. 김민규 사랑해. Sorry, this is just me fangirling. Anyways, so I hope you guys understand this. When the is in between a vowel and H in Korean, which is this. Is it written like this or like this? It is pronounced more like R sound. So, if it's found between a vowel and this H sound, it's pronounced like an R. If you want, you can categorize H along with vowels, like in the last rule where real was in between vowel and another vowel. So this one is vowel and H sound. For example, 말하다 or 말해. 말하다 is this. 말. 하다. 하라다. So this is 말하다. 말하다 is written like this. 말하다. 말하다. 말하다 means to speak. It's a verb. To speak. 말하다. So this is the basic form of this verb. I have not conjugated it. If I've conjugated it, it will sound more like 말해 or 말해요. 말해 or 말해요 or other forms. So 말하다, 말하다. As you guys can see, we did this in the first rule where this one was just 말 and there was nothing coming after it. So 말, when it was just 말, it was a word, 말, 말. And we pronounce this as an L sound because real ended this word. But now we have something coming after real, which is H sound. 말하다. So H came after rear and then there's a vowel after it. This vowel A again, A and H. So we have a vowel and H. Rear is in between. So we pronounce this as R. So that's why we call it 말하다. 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 I hope I'm not confusing you guys. If you have any questions, drop in the comment section. So when real is in between a vowel and a consonant, it is pronounced more like an L sound. 파, 물, 관, 박물관. 박물관, real is followed by this. This is U. This is an U sound. U. And this is G. 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 So before real we have U, a vowel, and we have G, a consonant. So it's in between G and U, which is a vowel. So we pronounce it as an L sound. So 박물관, 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 박물관. Our next example, 경찰서, 경찰서. So as you guys can see, there is in the word, and this is S in Korean, an S sound, and this is a. This is an A sound. So this is a vowel, and this is a consonant. So we pronounce there as an L sound. So 경찰서, 경찰서, which is police station. Alright, I hope you guys understand this explanation. When there is followed by another there, that's to say, when there follows itself back to back. It is pronounced more like an L sound, as a double L. Double L. For example, Bali. 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 Bali means fast. Like, do it fast. Bali. So, Bali, as you can see, has layer and another layer. So layer is following itself back to back. So we'll pronounce it as this. Bali. So Bali, which means fast. Our next example is Mullah. Mullah, as you can see, has rear here and rear here, just like in Bali. So Mullah means I don't know. Mullah or mullayo. Mullah or mullayo. It's romanized like this. Mo la, mullayo. I don't know. Mullayo. When there and near follow each other, so near changes sound into L sound. For example, we have this. You guys can see what's written here is an. Then, as you can see here, we have an RL sound, A and G. So that's like Allah, Anrak. Some people might pronounce it as Anrak. Some people might pronounce it as Anlak. Anlak. But this is wrong and this is wrong. You're supposed to change this N sound into an L sound. So we're going to have a double L sound at the end of the day. So this is supposed to be pronounced as Al Lak. You pronounce it like this, but this is how it's written. So it's pronounced as An Lak. Unlock, unlock, unlock. So here we have son, son, son. Then this is rear with R sound, then rear. So some people might say son lal, son lal, son lal. And some people might say son rai. Sunlight and sunrise is wrong. Since N comes after rear, since N comes before rear, or neon and rear are following each other, you're supposed to pronounce this as, you're supposed to pronounce this as, okay, this is better. You're supposed to pronounce it as this, sol, solai, solai, solai. And Solar is like New Year in Korea. So Solar, a Korean will say Solar, and then it's actually written like this. This is how it's spelled, with an neon sound, neon sound, like the N sound is here. But because it's coming after this, it became a double L sound. So Solar, Solar. We have this last example. Some people would pronounce this as Guan Li or Guan Ri. This is wrong and this is wrong. Guan Li and Guan Ri is wrong. You're supposed to pronounce this as Guai Guai. So we have Guai, a double L sound. So N changes its sound to an N sound when neon and rear follow each other in a word. I know this is going to be a bit tough for us to, practice, but as time goes on, you get used to it. I'm not yet used to it, to be honest. Alright. So the next rule is when lir comes after ing sound, this letter in Korean language. So lir changes into neon sound. That's n sound. N sound. So neon sound or n sound. All right. So we have some people might pronounce this as dang, you, zang. And some people might pronounce it as zang, you, zang. Both of them are wrong. Since this and this follow each other, we're going to be changing this lil sound into an n sound. So this will be pronounced as zang, new, zang, 장유장, zang, new, zang, 장유장. All right. When lir comes after gyuk sound, that's the G stroke K in Korean language. So lir changes into n sound, that's neon, and then okay, let me put it like this. Into neon sound, while D changes into NG sound. This NG is this is the symbol for NG in Korean. It's like a circle. As in king. Alright. So let's look at one example. This. As you guys can see, G and L stroke R or gyok, lir are following each other. So some people might pronounce this as guk lib, which is wrong, or they will pronounce it as guk rib, which is wrong. So if we're to apply this rule, lir changes into an n sound and gyok, the G sound, changes into an ng sound in like king. So we are going to pronounce this as gung nip. That is gung nip. Gung nip. Gung nip. Not gung lib, not guk lib or guk rib. This is wrong. So we're supposed to pronounce this as gunip, gunip, gunip. So when le comes after nim, that's M sound. Okay, le changes sound to nian, N sound. I think nian and re kind of have a relationship, like they're best friends or something, because they're always switching sounds. Alright, we have this word. Okay, so some people pronounce this as loi su or loi su. Both of them are wrong. M and lir make lir to change into an M sound. So the correct pronunciation for this would be noi noise, noise. So noise, 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 not lois, lois. This is wrong. So alright, so this was the last rule, and that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Then I'd like to say this to you guys. I know this particular Korean alphabet can be really challenging, because for me it's actually challenging because I don't know all of these rules by heart. So all I just have to say to you guys is, when you see a L sound, you should pay attention to what letter follows it, and then check the rules and regulations to try to pronounce it better. Alright? I actually started learning about these pronunciation rules because a Korean told me my Korean sounded sloppy and I needed to learn all these pronunciation guides. So I'm still in the process of learning, so don't feel too overwhelmed, too pressured, and don't feel intimidated in any way, wondering how you'll be able to learn all these rules. Over time you will learn it, over time I'll learn it. Alright, thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you guys liked the video. Drop a comment. If you have a question, drop in the comment section, and don't forget to like this video. Alright, thank you. Bye.